Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to The Mixer, the segment on this channel where I give you guys all sorts of detailed analyses from all walks of life. I'll talk about people, places, animals, food, sports, traveling, the whole 9 yards, hence why it's called The Mixer, because I mix things up in this huge playlist here, you know, with over 200 videos at this point. Holy freaking crap, I've done a lot of these. And today's video is going to be a concept vlog, okay? So just in case, you don't know, if you're new to my channel or if this is the first video that you came across on my channel, a concept vlog is a concept vlog is essentially a video where I just freestyle, I take a thought, an idea, and I just turn on the camera and talk, completely unscripted, like back in the old days of YouTube. Back when I started my channel, when a lot of YouTubers started their channel, when they just started recording and talked about random stuff, they got their thoughts out completely randomly, and that's what I do with this segment here, Basically a chance for me to elaborate on something, and they're not very glamorous. Usually there's not a lot of editing, photos or videos or text, but it makes my life a lot easier, man. I gotta sprinkle in some of these easy to edit videos every now and again or else I'll go crazy. But anyway, today I'm gonna be talking about routine, right? Everybody has a routine. You might think you don't, but you definitely do. Everybody wakes up every single day and they do a certain amount of things that eventually add up to becoming like a regular routine. Like for example, there's something that you do every single day. Maybe you don't notice, maybe you do. You might deny that it's a routine, but it is, because the word routine, a lot of people don't like to put a label on it, they don't like to call what they do routines because it might make them feel like they're living an average, ordinary, or boring life, doing the same thing over and over again. But in my opinion, routines are actually very healthy, and they make me feel very productive. It's almost like a calming factor, because I try, emphasis on the word try, to wake up every single day at the same time, unless I have to wake up earlier to go to work. But on my days off, or the days that I don't work in the morning, I try to wake up at exactly the same time. Usually it depends on what time I go to sleep the night before. I admit that I have the habit of staying up late, and also I suffer from insomnia, which I covered in this other concept vlog recently. I do tend to stay up a lot because a lot of things happen throughout my day, but nighttime is when I can just lay down and chill and relax, get on my phone, my tablet, or just, pretty much do anything that I want, without any filters. So that's why I take advantage of that. But sometimes I get stressed out. I take a while to go to sleep, it does happen. However, I do have a certain routine, certain things that I do that actually help me relax, because like I was saying before, I try to wake up every day anywhere from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I try really, but the problem is that sometimes when I wake up at a certain time, depending on how lazy I am or how little I slept the previous night, I take forever to get up. So sometimes I'll wake up at 9, but I only get up at 10, or I wake up at 10 to get up at 11, That's kind of like the way that I train my body. Like, okay, I want to get up, I want to get out of bed at 10 a.m. tomorrow, so I have to wake up at 9. I already know that that's how my body works, and it's not a very healthy mentality, it makes me lazier and lazier. I'm trying to break the habit, Today, for example, I woke up at 9:30 and got up at 10. It's already shrunk by a half hour, But whenever I get up and start doing things, I notice that I do have a very, very, let's say, rigorous routine, and it's simple, it's effective. Sometimes I do feel like it gets repetitive, but at the same time, it makes me feel like a normal human being who's not going crazy at all, doing the same thing forever. There is a sort of universal order to the way that I do things, Normally the first thing that I do when I wake up is open up my bedroom window to let some sunlight come in, I pop my head out to see if it's cold or hot, so I can dress appropriately. Either I put on some winter clothes or some summer clothes, Of course, the first thing that I do is put on my underwear, because I have the habit of sleeping naked, because I go commando, because it's healthier. That was probably a little bit too much information for a video on YouTube, but still, hey, this is a concept vlog talking about my personal life on scripted, So yeah, I sleep naked. I have the habit of doing that. So I go to the bathroom, I wash my hands. Yeah, my hands, my face, open up the bathroom window to let some wind and sunlight come in. Then I start opening up my house, the blinds and the windows, the curtains, I go outside, and normally at this point, I already make my coffee. I already let my coffee brew in the coffee maker there, So while that's happening, I go outside, I put up my blinds. Oh God, what was that? something just hit my hand, or I hit something. I think it was a freaking fly. Stupid fly. Anyway, so I go outside, I put up my blinds, you know, and because I have these 2 blinds, you know, these tarps of sorts, you know, that I bring down so rain doesn't come in. I put those up. I take my plants and put them in the sun, you know. I take my towels and my carpet in the bathroom, the stuff, I put it outside, you know, to get some sunlight. At that point, that coffee is already done, you know. I get dressed, and I usually, at this point, it depends on what I have to do. Normally, I either just, you know, get on my phone for a little bit while I finish having my coffee, you know, and maybe I have some buttered toast or something, or some fruits and stuff, a cake. You know, I have my little morning routine. Sometimes I'll go on my tablet. Normally I turn my tablet on later though, you know, so it can rest, because it has to get its, you know, beauty sleep in and whatnot. If I have to work on YouTube, then I get the coffee, and while I'm drinking it, I go and edit a video or upload something or work on a thumbnail, which is what I've been doing lately because I've been back to my channel. Sometimes if I'm completely off, like if I'm on vacation, then I can already wake up early and watch a movie, or continue to binge watch a TV show that I started the day before, or even play some video games, you know. It depends. Sometimes I'll clean my house, you know. As the day goes on, my routine starts to kind of alter. I usually have lunch in like the early afternoon, around maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3, depends on how hungry I am, do all of my dishes, you know. And throughout the day, I like to do things on social media. I like to post a movie review on Letterboxd, or put up some drafts on Twitter, you know. I like to watch some YouTube shorts, because they're kind of a thing now. I do a lot of things throughout the day, you know. Sometimes I will do random chores here and there. I very rarely clean my house in one sitting. Maybe I'll clean a certain part one day, another part in another, or a certain part in the morning, another in the afternoon, and another in the evening. That's how I do layers, you know. My evening routine later comes in, you know, where I just have a little bit of coffee at around 6 or so, just to relax and chill. You know, at this point, maybe I already posted a YouTube video. So it feels really nice to have this average routine where I do the same thing every single day, because like I said before, you know, it's cool to have something that you repeat forever without going crazy. I'm going insane. I guess. You know, because I'm such an organized person, which I covered in this other concept vlog very similar to this one, I think it was last year at this point, you know, I actually really enjoyed the idea of putting certain things in certain places in a certain way, you know. I just love this is why I love living by myself. I could never have a roommate, because I think it would be really complicated. The day that I'm married, I really hope that my future wife is a very organized person, at least to a certain degree, because if she's messy and sloppy, you know, it's really going to be complicated for me, because I'm a little neurotic when it comes to organization, you know, and cleanliness and whatnot, tidiness, like Marie Kondo once taught me. So but as nighttime draws nearer, I like the idea of reversing everything that I did in the morning. So after a certain time, you know, it depends on what time I go to sleep, like let's say past 10 or so, I like to do everything in reverse. So I start to close my windows, my blinds and curtains, you know. I go outside and bring down my coverings, you know, in case it rains at night, and also to stop the wind from coming in. I bring my plants inside, you know, inside the balcony, you know, a little place where I put them, you know, so they don't fall or anything, you know. I have to cover my washing machine, because I usually leave it covered when I leave or overnight, you know, so nothing happens to it, it doesn't rain or anything. So I uncover it in the morning, then I cover it back up at night, you know. And very slowly I start to, you know, put things away where they are. And this next part here is something that should be obvious, but is very symbolic to me. I like to make sure everything is nice and locked and closed, you know. My front door, my back door, my windows, they have these little latches where I can lock them in place. This makes me feel safer. There are people who sleep with their windows open, or they don't lock their doors at all, like some neighbors of mine, you know. But bro, it's crazy. Like, I always lock my doors, you know, and make sure that I lock them. I check them 2, sometimes 3 times, you know, make sure everything is nice and sturdy. But this is more because I lived for 9 years in Rio de Janeiro, which is a pretty dangerous place, you know, especially where I lived in the interior, a small town. So you kind of get the idea of paranoia. You start to become very aware of your surroundings. So that's what I like to do. You know, I like to make sure everything is nice and closed. I bring in certain items, even though I know there's no chance of them being stolen. I like to keep all of my items inside. It's this personal thing that I have, you know. And slowly, as I start to do other things, you know, after I take a shower and go to bed, I make sure all of my stuff is put away, you know. It's like this weird thing where I don't want anything to be exposed, you know. I want everything put away in my drawers or my closet, you know, the phone cases, you know, chargers, everything. Because throughout the day, sometimes I'll leave some random items strewn about, but before I go to sleep, I make sure everything is put away or else I go crazy, you know, and I get a mad case of insomnia. I really overthink certain things, you know, so establishing this routine and organizing myself and doing things in a certain way makes me feel a lot calmer. So like, let's say the motorcycle bastard, for example, drives by my damn house. I want to kill him. You know, I like to do certain things by the hour, so I'll play video games for exactly 30 minutes or 60 minutes, you know. I'll do a certain objective in a game and complete it. Whenever I want to watch a movie, I calculate how much time it'll take me to finish it, you know, if I have some time between work or something, you know, and I'm getting a phone call again. Okay, what's up, Dad? This video probably already has a world record for the amount of cuts, you know, and whatnot. Probably the most, you know, bleeped video on my channel, you know, with the little censor cut, but the thing and the stuff and what the routines, man, they're healthy, huh? Routines are good. I really do personally think that everybody should have some kind of routine. There is a certain way for you to do it that makes you feel like you're not going crazy, you know, because if you really do actually do the exact same thing every single day without any change, then your life is gonna get dull and stale, you know. This is what leads a few people to, you know, consider taking their own lives. Sometimes it does get pretty serious, but like if you have a certain routine but you sprinkle in a few different things every now and again, and that's nice, you know. Like even for me, like something as simple as my breakfast, you know, it is very common for me to have coffee every single morning regardless of what I eat, but sometimes I substitute the coffee for chocolate milk, for example, or I have some juice, or no, you know, just essentially cut out the caffeine completely. Sometimes at night, you know, sometimes when I have coffee at around 6 or so, I will substitute the coffee for tea, you know, you never know. I do enjoy drinking tea myself. I did a video comparing coffee and tea some time ago, you know, which one is better or worse, and you know, it was actually a pretty interesting video with some statistics and stuff, and I think you guys might enjoy it. So sometimes that's what I'll do, you know, instead of having tea, I'll make like a banana milkshake or something, or another kind of fruit, an avocado, you know. I like to change things up. Sometimes I'll watch a movie with popcorn, or I'll order out, I'll have sandwiches, you know. And like my routine is the same, but if you really look at it, there are some changes here and there that makes it feel fresher, you know. Like I'm actually experimenting with different things and thinking outside of the box. It makes me feel really good, you know. That's why I like the life that I have right now. And of course, gotta keep the content coming out for you guys as much as I can. And I think that's it, man. I think that is it for today's content vlog. I don't know what else I can say except maybe request that you guys tell me about your routines in the comments below, you know. Let me know, guys. And I'm sorry for another concept vlog that was probably not as interesting as my other videos, because I've been doing so many, you know, well done videos lately, you know, with a lot of editing and researching and making scripts. And sometimes I like to come here and just wind down a little bit. This is the kind of video that's very easy to record and edit and export. It's quick to export, so I don't have to, you know, occasionally I'll do this or I'll do a short, you know, that will considerably reduce my workload. Don't forget that I manage this channel all by myself, you know. So yes, maybe the next video will be something a little bit more robust, huh? But anyway, guys, if you happen to like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Wait, what? What's my outro? If you haven't liked this video, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell too so I can know exactly what time I upload. And it's all good. I almost broke the routine of my outro there, you know? It's like the things you gotta watch out for and do the thing with the stuff. Don't forget to tell me in the comments, you know, what your routines are. If you like having a routine, if you think it sucks, if you do something different every single day, which I doubt unless you're like a millionaire and you can afford to do something different every day. But it's all good, guys. It's all good. Oh, my back. I'm getting old. This is Chazzy signing out for now, routinely. And as always, I will see you guys in the next routinely uploaded video. Roll the routine outro screen.